etc., etc. So, got to remember those words. And with that, I stopped and do my next job, which is to introduce Dr. Gerald Grell, who claims to be our Dean for Clinical, Educational and Community Affairs. Dr. Grell is a graduate of the University of the West Indies. He trained in multiple places, lived in England, Jamaica. He's a Dominican. First Dominican you meet, he's going to tell you. I already stole the thunder from him. Okay, and he'll introduce some people. Gerald?
By the way, that applause was for Dr. Rios. Could you give me a little bit of one? What Dr. Rios forgot to tell you, of course, about Dr. Nancy Perry, our Vice President, and also Dean of Clinical Studies, and in fact, the person running the university from New Jersey, is that Dr. Perry, like you, was some 20 years or more ago an incoming student of Ross University, and now she is one of our most famous graduates. So I'd like her to stand while you give her a very special round of applause. And for those of you who are optimistic, you can look forward to replacing her when she retires. It is my first duty to apologize for the honorable ministers who should have been here this afternoon, particularly the Honorable Reggie Ostry, Minister of Communications and Works, but we understand that there are important cabinet events going on even as we speak, which has prevented them from being able to be with us. But you'll be here long enough to meet them, and I'm sure that they have made all the provisions on the island to ensure that you're here safely, that the roads are in top conditions, and that before you leave, you'll have a wonderful airport to come in and out of Dominica to and from. So I think we should give the absent members of the government of Dominica a special round of applause. But my first very important member of the group here this afternoon, whom I would like you to appropriately welcome, is the chairman of the Dominica Medical Board. And as chairman of the medical board, the person responsible for ensuring that your curriculum is up to the highest standards required by the United States Licensing Authority. And I would like you, therefore, to give Dr. Dorian Shillingford your special round of applause and welcome to your white coat ceremony. There are a few people here who I would like very quickly to introduce you to, because they're going to be an important part of your life. I'd like to introduce you to Superintendent David Andrew, who is going to look after your personal safety whilst you're here in the Commonwealth of Dominica. He's acting superintendent, and he is superintendent in charge of the entire north of the island. His offices are in Portsmouth, so if you have any difficulty, he has told me that his office is open to you at all times, and that he pledges his continued support for the security of all of you during your stay here in Dominica. But I also would like to introduce you to the manager and the sales representative of Cable and Wireless, because communications is such a critical part of your existence that we thought that they should be here with you to see you and to recognize that they have a responsibility to ensure that your communication networks is always working optimally. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. Nabil Bhatti and Lurleen McLaughlin. Representing the Ministry of Health is Dr. Sabin, the District Medical Officer for Portsmouth, and also a member of the clinical faculty with whom you will have much contact as you move up into the 3rd and 4th semester. Could you stand up, Dr. Sabin? I would like to introduce you to the First Lady of the campus, the wife of the Executive Dean, Mrs. Barbara Rios. Excuse her if in the process of standing she takes a little more time than she should, but that's the risk of skiing at her age. And by the way, it will be the same reason. I would like to introduce you to some of our distinguished members of the faculty who have devoted their entire career, really.
Thank you. It's my real pleasure to be here, and I'd like to acknowledge a few people that I don't think are here. One of them is Tom Backer, who is a travel agent, and Michelle works right here in terms of making arrangements for people who are coming in. It took me a big journey to get here today, and I just want to acknowledge them because when I came out of Washington, D.C. yesterday, faculty, all of the deans, thank you, Dr. Rios, who I'm going to tell you a short little anecdote about in just a second, all of the family and friends that are here, but most of all, the students. I know how excited you are. This is just a few days that you're even saying the word medical student. It feels so new and so fresh. I'm very happy to be able to participate in your excitement. I think a nice segue to talk about the white coat and what it means and what we're celebrating today in this white coat ceremony. So let me just give you a few historical facts. The white coat ceremony is not something